Every now and then I get an itch to play a Stardew-like game, and this one has impressive reviews. Sure enough, it did a great job scratching that itch. But I was not prepared for this quest to cause me to lose my mind.
I thought I thought I was gonna die.
So this is actually way more than 100 days, and I did everything there is to do in the game. But I did not quite collect everything due to issues relating to insanity. Welcome to Fields of Mistria.
Go on then.
It begins with brother and sister, Ayland and Adeline, discussing their town's revitalization plan after a catastrophic earthquake. Mistria needed resources and money to return to its former glory, so they concluded they needed a brave farmer to go gremlin mode and grind up a storm.
I wonder who will answer the call. Probably me. Loose Goose Farm? Rock and roll.
I arrived to the east of town where I was greeted by Baylor, who bounced across the broken bridge, accompanied by a glorious sound effect. He walked me to my new farm where I met Ayland.
It's even got a shipping bin that looks exactly the same as Stardew Valley's. Hell yeah.
Soon my new farmhouse was ready and Adeline invited us inside.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Thank you.
I suspect I may have had enough of the prologue by this point.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. All right, wake up. Nice. Oh, look at that sword swipe. Hell yeah. 6 a.m. on Spring 1st, Monday. Interact. Save your progress. Yes.
There was a little chest here too, and I thought my little cottage rather quaint. When I emerged, I was greeted by my neighbor Celine, who gave me a hoe and some tulip seeds.
Well, that's a moose.
This is my other neighbor, Hayden. He gave me a watering can and some turnip seeds. And it was down to business. I cleared some weeds and claimed some fiber. I tilled the ground with my hoe. I planted those 6 seeds I just received and watered them too. When I cut some grass seed dropped. And when I shook this tree, a pine cone dropped. The tooltip said these sell for 5 gold apiece, so I chose to shake every tree on my farm. Acorns dropped from the oak trees, and cutting grass also yielded some hay. I had a look at my character info, the villager info, the map, and the almanac. It appeared I had a lot of items to discover. I continued tree shaking, dumped a few things in my chest, and I ventured out to the north where I foraged my first dandelion.
Oh, what? I can swim? How about that?
I found a wild leek and continued exploring, bouncing along happily. I found Baylor's merchant wagon at which I could buy some stuff. I broke into Celine's cottage, and at 3:30 p.m. I finally found my way into the town proper, where I was greeted by Adeline, who showed me the request board, at which I picked up a quest to greet all 22 townsfolk.
Who are you? Dell.
I headed into the general store where I greeted some people and bought a potato seed. And as evening approached, I zoomed about trying to meet everyone. I discovered I could cook stuff at the inn.
I'm probably not powerful enough to wield this bug net. It's outrageous.
I poked my head into the doctor's clinic. I jogged past a majestic fountain. I visited the blacksmith, and March here was a bit rude to me. Juniper's house had quite a vibe, and she laughed like a dingus.
It's like a weird witch lady.
Just out of town to the east, I made some new friends at the carpenter's shop. There was plenty for sale here, including blueprints for coops and barns. I headed into this majestic manor and harassed a bald guy while he was trying to eat dinner, and my final victim to socialize with was all the way down at the beach. On the way, I dumped all the stuff I'd collected in the shipping bin to be sold overnight. I planted that potato, and I shot off west. As I claimed this chickpea, I was warned it was getting late, so I hurried on down to where the final villager Tarithia lives by the beach. I was worried I was going to keel over and die at 1 a.m, so I sprinted home, but I continued breathing as the clock struck 1, so I concluded 2 a.m. was lights out, and I collected as much stuff as I could with the remaining time. I chucked it in the shipping bin and went to bed for the end of day 1. I earned 4 renown and 308 gold for my day's work. That little renown pushed up our town rank just a smidge, and day 2 began. I emerged to hear some vigorous chopping.
Who's making donking? You here to give me an axe?
This refined gentleman was having trouble, so I stole his axe and whipped out some impressive swings. Turns out my old friend here was hiding behind the tree the whole time.
Caldaris, mythological guardian of Mistria.
Ayland let me keep the axe. Very good news. I got an email from the bald guy, and I thought for sure he'd be raging at me for interrupting his dinner last night, but nope, he just invited me to his museum. I had a wood collecting session before tracking down Adeline and turning in the quest to meet everybody in the town, earning some gold and 3 potato seeds as reward. I also picked up a couple of quests from the request board.
It can be harvested every 3 days once it reaches maturity, and they sell for 125 each.
Spring has 28 days, so this seed would yield 8 strawberries for me as long as I planted it today. I spent my excess gold on potato and daffodil seeds. I headed to the blacksmith's to pay a visit to Ulrich. March emerged to be rude again, and I received an old pickaxe. I also discovered this forge here was where I'd be able to craft more tools. This crafting table near the town square was where I'd be able to do woodworking type crafts. So for now, crafting and cooking could only be done if I visited specific workstations around town. I collected enough wood to craft a chest, chest, but then realized I needed a crafting skill of 4 to actually make one, so I wasn't able to increase my storage just yet. Before I visit the Bald Man's Museum, here is my weird head. Big thanks to Red Magic for sponsoring this video. They sent me their 9S Pro gaming phone a couple of months ago, which has been treating me well, but today I've got a new toy to show you, the Red Magic Nova gaming tablet. It's powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 leading version processor. It's the only pad on the market with this processor, plus a 144Hz refresh rate, and speaking of the display, it's 10.9 inches with a 2.8K resolution. It looks pretty crispy to me. Obviously, all of that is tailored for a great gaming experience. And to keep things cool while gaming, it's got an advanced system featuring a 20,000 RPM turbofan and 9 layers of heat dissipation. I must admit, I'm still mildly addicted to Hearthstone, except I've moved over to Battlegrounds now. This thing runs it with no worries. And for me, the crisp display plus all metal design means it just feels good to use. I also like the fact that it lights up on the back here. Anyway, I'll definitely be using this to play more Hearthstone Battlegrounds than is probably healthy. It's objectively got great tech in it, making it a top contender among tablets in the gaming world, and with the quality of mobile games being developed improving at a rapid rate, it's a good time to have a tablet that's not just a tablet but also a gaming powerhouse. Click the link below to find out more. Okay friends, back to Fields of Mistria. I next headed west and found my way to the museum, where Errol asked me if I could help build his collection by bringing archaeological finds and
plants, insects, and fish.
I was immediately able to donate this wild leek I'd foraged, and so I began my spring forage collection. I headed further west and found a blocked cave entrance here, some broken stairs, and even further west, some more broken stairs. Clearly a bunch of repairs were in order. There was also an archaeological dig site, and when I saw this little bump here, I tried to attack it with my hoe, but had more success with my pickaxe. I had to delete 3 wild berries to make space for this unidentified artifact, which I immediately identified.
Ancient horn circlet.
I ran that straight back east and donated my second item to the museum. Back at the farm, I planted all the seeds, and I wanted to see the beach properly, so off I went. I claimed some pink shells and admired this rundown lighthouse.
A dandelion. A dandelion. A handsome man with a big beard. Oh, what's this? A big chonkamonka. Just let me donate. I'm on a donating spree. Boom, boom, boom. Donate.
Turns out that big chonkamonka was a middle mist, which sold for a whopping 100 gold. So I was happy to discover I didn't need to donate it to the museum, because that meant I'd be able to sell it. And despite the fact that it was past midnight, I foolishly continued foraging, which meant I managed to donate a lilac, but it also meant...
No! I'm gonna pass out! Just believe in your heart. Too tired to continue. That's a sad day. Oh. The dragon's gonna eat me? Well met, mortal.
Kaldaris had been asleep behind that tree for a long time, and his memory was a bit dodgy, so he needed my assistance.
Collect essence and offer it at my shrine. We did 3 quests. We did 6 donations. Look at all the renown popping off.
Quests give a solid 20 renown each, so I ranked up like crazy, all the way to rank 4. When I awoke, I learned the consequence for not making it to bed in time.
I overslept. Oh, I slept until 10 and I've got low health and energy. Okay, that's punishing.
I'd lost 4 hours of the day, and I was missing precious stamina, so that was a painful reminder to get a good sleep each night. As I was watering, I found my first essence, and I paid Kaldaris a visit, where I learned that I could spend essence to unlock various perks for each skill discipline. I collected hay and tree seeds, and my first couple of stones too, and I put pretty much all of it in the shipping bin. As you can probably tell, my goal was to make as much money as possible early to reinvest into seeds. I hit up the reward chest here, and picked up the stuff I'd earned for ranking up the village. 2 purses that gave 250 gold total, and a couple of cosmetic items. This made me realize I had a bunch of cosmetic options available. For now, I simply whacked on the adventurer's jerkin I'd just unlocked.
Hello, bridge idiot committee.
My assistance was needed providing materials for the bridge repair, 60 stone and 60 wood. And once the bridge was repaired, the Saturday markets would be able to resume. I ran around foraging, continuing to get a feel for the map. And when I found all this cattail fluff, I thought it was glorious, because there was quite a lot to be claimed and it sold for 5 gold a pop. After a quick dump, I continued foraging, and when I found water chestnut, I was even happier, because I needed one for a quest, and once again, these sell for 5 gold each. I donated a tulip I'd found, bought another straw seed, and quickly got that in the ground along with another turnip and potato seed before heading to bed.
Cheeky 614? Good monies, good monies.
The blessed rains arrived on day 4, so no watering was required. I headed west to visit Sweetwater Farm, where I wandered into Hayden's shop.
Farm supplies. So hay is really expensive to buy.
I'd been selling all my hay and grass seeds for a mere 5 gold. So after seeing they cost a whopping 50 to buy, I figured I'd better save them from now on so I had a free way to feed my future animals. But chickens cost 1,000 gold, and the coop blueprint at the carpenter's store wasn't cheap either. So I figured animals were probably a few weeks away in any case. I picked up some quests and bought a couple more strawberry seeds.
Can I just chop down a random tree in the town?
Apparently, yes. And trees respawn pretty fast, so the hunt for wood isn't too punishing in this game.
Okay, Weirdo Lady. Hello, Weirdo Lady. Have some chestnuts, dude.
This earned me a cooking recipe, and since quests also earn 20 renown at the end of each day, I was especially motivated to knock them over, because I wanted more purse rewards.
Luke, give me a net, dude. You big dork.
Luke asked me if I would join him as the second entomologist in Mistria.
I've got to catch them all, baby.
I planted them straws and chatted to Caldaris, because I'd amassed 16 essence. I chose to skill into prepared picker, which provides a chance to get a seed when collecting a forageable. I then went and took stock of the cooking recipes I had available, because I'd noticed a juicy cooking perk that gives a chance for an ingredient to be returned to you after cooking something. That seemed like an incredible way to maximize profit. I also wanted a solution for stamina regeneration, and trail mix seemed like a decent candidate for that. I caught my first bug, a ladybug. I donated that ladybug, and I paid another visit to the archaeological dig site, which seems to have at least one diggy bumpy spot per day. This time I found peat, which I also donated. On my way home, I caught a delicious snail, and the 52 renown earned brought me up to town level 6. Some turnips were ready on day 5, so I had my first crop harvest.
Everyone gathers at the inn on a Friday for a cheeky bevy. Alright, I'll come hang out with Raina tonight. Why not?
I sold 2 of the turnips and saved one for Errol's museum. And after watering, I focused on collecting the 60 stone and wood I needed.
Man, what's that? Are you eating my crops, dude? Praying mantis.
I ran out of stamina, so I smashed back a few wild berries, which allowed me to collect the 60 stone. I was sad to see the water chestnut still hadn't regrown, and I donated a caterpillar I'd netted, and the turnip. And I was outraged I couldn't donate these other bugs, but apparently not every bug is required for the museum.
What do I do with the random idiot insects that I can't donate? Do I just eat them? Get it. Oh. A petal hopper.
Catching the petal pooper helped me realize that items required by the museum have a little checkbox on them to let you know. As I was completely tapped for stamina, foraging was my go-to activity, and I found yet another item to donate, and with that I completed the spring flower set, earning a chest of goodies and a cosmetic item. I dropped off the wooden stone at the bridge repair box.
Bomb bomb. Done.
I picked up my rewards for ranking up the town, more gold and another cosmetic item, and the request board had a couple more quests for me. Literally everyone in town, except for this dog, was at the inn, so I went into the inn and turned in some quests. I gave Elsie some berries, which earned me a new cooking recipe, and I told Adeline I donated all the materials for the bridge repair, and so the bridge was made whole.
Good. Oh, you leave me over here. Give me a break.
I caught a butterfly and a grasshopper before having a lovely swim in this pond. And as you can see, there were a few fish swimming about. To get a fishing rod at this point, I needed to buy it for 500 gold from the beach lady. And I was too stingy for that, so fishing wasn't yet on the menu. I donated the bugs I just caught, bought another strawberry seed, and turned in another quest. My day's adventuring had pushed my essence up to 21.
I got 0 energy and I'm going to buy the day well spent perk. I'm going to get a stamina boost the next day when I go to bed with 0 stamina. And let's see how much of a boost it actually is.
Thanks to my questing and donating, it was another juicy renown haul, and the town ranked up to level 8. I totally forgot to check how much stamina that perk gave me, but I later worked out it gives an extra 10, so I made sure to end every day with 0 stamina in order to benefit from this. And I was happy to see some mail about reopening the mines, and also a thank you for shipping some turnips, including the sliced turnips recipe as reward. And it was Saturday, and since we'd repaired the bridge yesterday, the Saturday markets were on, which meant 4 stalls were visiting. One was a hairdresser, another a cafe, another a furniture store, and the last a clothing store. I didn't want to waste money on all that, but I was grateful there was a quest to greet all 4 vendors, because the reward was a juicy 200 gold, and of course 20 renown would come through at bedtime. This allowed me to buy yet another strawberry seed, and I then headed to the museum to chat to the boys about reopening the mines. Ayland was keen, but Errol wasn't comfortable with the idea as he'd been hearing strange sounds from below.
I need to reach the Stone Star rank.
That is town level 10, so I just had 2 levels levels to go before he'd agreed to reopening the mines. The water chestnut had regrown, so I claimed all of it. I found an artifact, some shards, and I should mention I was constantly juggling bag space because I had only 10 spots available. I wanted to hold off spending the 1000 gold on the upgrade for as long as possible because my preference was to reinvest any profit I made. After donating, I headed to the inn to cook up a storm.
This is what we need. We need trail mix.
I could cook 6 of these with wild berries and water chestnuts, all materials I'd found foraging. Each took 20 minutes to cook, so I sunk 2 hours of my day making these. This shot my cooking skill up to 4, but the big thing is these restore 12 stamina each, so I suddenly had a decent source of pretty much free stamina regen, though I had to wait 3 or 4 days for the water chestnuts to regrow. I should also mention that while my strawberry heavy strategy was going to be slow to provide its return of profit, at least I didn't have to do too much watering each day. I also planted a cabbage, just so I could donate it once it was grown. Somehow I'd barely used any stamina today, so I burnt it all collecting wood and stone, and spent 10 essence getting the refreshing perk, which meant I'd sometimes be refunded the stamina used when watering. To round out the day, I turned in a cheeky quest and visited the archaeological dig site.
Ancient stone lantern.
This was of course donated, and I of course foraged everywhere I went.
Another 72 renown. Yeah, quests are definitely by far the best way to get renown. Do I push to level 10 here? Oh. I think we got the stone rank. Alright, sick. We can open the mines now.
I was blessed by the rains once again on day 7, and I harvested my first potato. I was delighted to find my reward for hitting level 10 was a boost to my stamina, increasing it to 120 max. I brought a lilac to Juniper, which she turned into a potion, which I drank.
What the heck? It nearly killed me, man.
Don't worry, she plopped me in her majestic bath, which healed me up, and that is how I learned that there's a bathhouse here. The days are pretty short in this game though, so it's a bit time consuming to run all the way here for a bath to regenerate stamina, so I rarely used it. I paid Adeline a visit and she asked me to ship 10 crops to help restock the village. And now that the town had reached the Stone Age, it was time to open up the way to the mines.
Gotta rediscover the elevator platforms further down. Okay, so it's like exactly the same as Stardew Valley.
Yes indeed, this game really isn't afraid to borrow directly from the goat of farm games. And as far as I'm concerned, that is a good thing. This statue here was where I could skill into mining and combat, and with that, into the mines I went. I got busy breaking rocks, and I soon found a ladder down to level 2, and I claimed my first copper ore.
Is that an angry light bulb? Go away, angry. Oh, it zaps. No, don't attack him while it's zapping. Ow. I said don't do that. I was just trying. Okay, nice.
I found a ruby, and the next enemy I encountered was a bouncy blob dingus. My goal here was to collect as much copper ore as possible, as that would allow me to upgrade all my tools, and lucky for me, I found plenty. I also found a bunch of crap I could not fit in my tiny bag, which was sad. I made it to level 5, securing the elevator unlocked so the next time I arrived at the mines I could take the lift straight down here, and I managed to lug a sweet root out with me, which I donated to the museum. I planted the 10 potato seeds Adeline had given me, and since I was completely out of energy, I opted for an early night. I received a weather crystal ball, so I whacked it on the table. This thing lets you know the weather forecast for tomorrow. I had a lovely harvest.
Oh, we're starting to get some straws, man.
I foraged, I donated a strawberry, I foraged some more, and I'd noticed one of the things I needed to donate looked like a cherry, so I bought a cherry tree for 400 gold. I turned in 3 copper ore for a quest, and crafted a couple of copper ingots, earning my first blacksmithing levels. I placed the cherry sapling here next to Caldaris, and I'd bought 2 more strawberry seeds as well, so I planted those and watered.
I think I'm getting some stamina back. Yeah, every time it makes that funky noise, it's because I'm getting stamina back.
That was thanks to the refreshing perk I'd picked up. Even though the day was getting on, I opted to hit up the mines, where I picked up a perk.
Biome-specific ore will sometimes drop from breaking rocks.
That sounded good to me, so I grabbed it and spent the evening collecting copper. This mushroom tried to fart on me, which I considered an outrageous violation, and it would have been nice to reach level 10 to unlock that elevator. Alas, I ran out of stamina on level 8.
Cheeky 405, mostly from the rubies, yeah.
I had a decent harvest on day 9, and I received a recipe in the mail that completely leveled up my plans for spring.
Candied strawberries sell for 240. Cooking a dish will occasionally return one of its ingredients. If I do this, I can make so much money. Because imagine I make a candied strawberry and it doesn't use up the strawberry. That's like 125 gold extra profit.
And it was easy to cook. I just needed to buy the sugar from the general store.
Oh, I can't even cook it yet though. Dang it. Oh, and I don't need to have it in my inventory, by the way. I just realized. Alright, well, I'm just gonna make this then.
Yeah, I needed to get level 8 cooking first, but it was good to learn I could craft and cook using materials from my chest back at base. Very convenient. And I was at least able to cook a couple of wild berry jams using the sugar I just bought, which pushed my cooking skill up to 5. I did not get any ingredients back this time round though. I gave one of my strawberries to Aelin for a quest, and collected more water water chestnuts, which I immediately cooked into more trail mix to help me reach level 7 cooking. Usually in farming games, I pretty much ignore cooking because it's not that useful. So I was pleasantly surprised to feel like in this game, cooking was going to be an integral part to my money-making shenanigans. I donated some goodies I'd found in the mines, I found clay and gave it to Nora for a quest, and I bought more sugar to make more wild berry jam to improve my cooking skills some more.
And did I get any luck? I did get luck. I got a bonus sugar. And so the beauty of cooking was proven as I cooked up a bonus jar of jam. At this small scale, it only netted me an extra 115 gold profit, but I had high hopes for its impact later on, and I rounded out the day collecting wood on the farm. That night, the potatoes brought in some big dollars, and in the morning, I received the baked potato recipe in the mail. I spent my earnings on 5 more strawbs, as there was still time for 5 strawberry harvests before the end of spring, and I had quests to turn into each of these fountain loiterers, a stone for Ulrich, and 10 wood for Rias. This launched me into a crafting tutorial, during which I made a bunch of wooden fences. I'd shipped 10 crops by this point, so that was another quest to turn into Adeline, and I received 10 turnip seeds as reward. After planting and placing a comprehensive fence protecting approximately 8% of my field, I headed to the mines. One added benefit of diving into these monster-filled caverns is you get quite a lot of essence, as you're constantly destroying rocks. I caught a lantern moth and a tunnel millipede. I found a golden chest which pooped out a ton of copper ore, for which I was grateful, and I studiously ignored this flatulent mushroom because I didn't want him to feel embarrassed about his rampant IBS. When I ran out of stamina, I could have eaten some of the trail mix I'd cooked, but since I only had 7, I opted to save them for a time in the mines when it wasn't so late in the day. I donated the 2 mine bugs and a clump of sod, and when I saw some critters on the beach, I munched on some wild berries to get some stamina back, and I caught them: an ant, a hermit crab, a sand dollar, which isn't a critter, but it is $1. Let's lose the sand dollar and get the bug instead.
And a water bug. I ran all the way back to the museum to donate them, which officially made this a day of many buggy donations. And thanks to my questing and those donations, the renown flowed freely while I was snoozing. I had quite a few strawberry bushes by this point, but their harvest days were staggered willy-nilly, which was a bit annoying. My cooking luck the other day had pushed my cooking skill up to 8, so I was now adept enough in the kitchen to cook candied strawbs. But on this particular day, I only had the gold to afford 2 sugar, so I was only able to cook 2. I made a bunch of fences at the communal crafting table, mainly to begin skilling up my crafting, and making a couple of copper ingots pushed my blacksmithing up to 4, allowing me to craft copper tools.
I don't have the crappy fishing rod and I would have to buy it for 500, so I think I just craft this.
Yes, indeed. I'd managed to avoid spending 500 gold buying the lower tier rod, but now it was time to get angular with it. This rod had a casting distance of up to 8, and as you can see, it's a simple mini game. I cast towards the fishy shadows and hope they take the bait, and then I used my lightning quick reflexes to click the left mouse button when the exclamation mark popped up.
Hey, caught a trout. Hey, caught another trout. Hey, caught a weed.
As you can see, I was fishing in the river here, so I was catching river fish. I caught a pike next, and I wanted to get over to the other shore, so I went for a dip.
Oh, I think I'm scaring the fish away. No, I didn't mean to do that. That makes sense though.
I chucked some stuff in the shipping bin, and I'd gotten a stone chest as a reward, so finally I had a second chest. I placed those fences I'd crafted and chose a spot to place the chest. Apparently I was excited about fishing, because I dropped 30 essence, getting a perk to allow aquatic artifacts to sometimes be fished up, and 1 for fish to be more attracted to my bobber, and I headed back to the river to fish. But I soon realized it was using up quite a lot of stamina, about 12 per catch, which was a bit rough. I turned in one of the trout I'd caught to Tarithia, earning the smoked trout soup recipe. I indulged in some ocean fishing, and the artifact perk paid off as I managed to hook a rubber fish. The candied strawberries plus fish earned me a decent day's profit, which meant on day 12, after some foraging and donating, I was able to afford enough sugar to candy the leftover strawberries from yesterday, plus a couple more I'd harvested today.
Did I seriously get no procs?
Nope, no free ingredients. How rude. But lots of cooking experience. And I at least got 1 water chestnut back from the trail mix I cooked up next. I fished in the river, as I figured selling these fish would be a decent injection of profit, and also because I of course needed to collect every variety of fish for the fish collection, and some were needed as donations for the museum too.
Diving spot. What does it mean? Dive. I found wood.
Yeah, there are diving spots in the game, by the way. After burning all my stamina fishing, I called it a day at about 10 PM. Day 13 brought a pretty juicy harvest, and something even better. Finally, I was willing to part with 1,000 gold to get the bag upgrade.
Come on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Now that I had the baked potato recipe, I didn't dump the potatoes straight in the shipping bin. I of course cooked them. Potatoes and baked potatoes sell for exactly the same. But of course, with a chance to get a free potato, cooking was the smarter option. It also got me heaps of cooking experience, pushing me to cooking level 15, which meant the level 15 cooking perk options were now visible. None of them excited me too much, and they were too expensive for now in any case, but I did grab the perk to reduce the cooking time of all recipes by 10 minutes. I'd bought as many turnip seeds as I could afford, so I planted those, and Adeline had a town restoration project in mind, so I visited the manor to see what that was about. The plan was to restore the mill, however a bunch of materials were needed, so I was asked to collect 150 wood, 200 stone, and 2 copper ingots. I also received a quest to have a cooking lesson with Josephine, and poor antisocial March showed up, thinking it was a one-on-one lesson. Alas, he was forced to cook up this colourful soup with the group of us. I spent the rest of the day in the mines, where I once again failed to reach the level 10 milestone, but I managed to collect 24 copper ore, and I secured another Upper Mines forage donation.
I know for a fact a lot of people are going to complain about the short days in this, and I can see their point, but I like it. It forces so much efficiency.
Each day is a quick 12 minutes or so it feels very tight, but as I said, that suited me just fine. In the morning, Celine swung by to tell me about the upcoming spring festival. She explained the quality of the festival would be determined by how much Breath of Spring I collected over the next 3 days before the festival. These are found when doing regular activities. I got my first 2 from this harvest. Thanks to the faster cooking perk I'd gotten, these sliced turnips took 0 minutes to make, and these restore a decent 18 stamina, and the seeds only cost me 25 gold. So I hung onto these as a stamina regeneration source. I cooked the day's candied strawberries too before smelting 3 copper ingots, which allowed me to craft a copper pickaxe. I picked up the Earthbreaker mining perk, which means breaking a rock occasionally destroys all nearby rocks, and I got into the mines just before 11 AM, so I was hoping for a long productive day. The copper pickaxe allows you to mine 3 squares at once, which actually didn't feel as useful as I'd hoped, but it had its moments. The goal for the day was to get as deep in the mines as possible while collecting as much copper ore, essence, and Breath of Spring as possible. I now had the extra bag space to claim a fair few bonus goodies too, including a copper nugget beetle. I found an artifact as well, and by 4 PM I was completely out of stamina, so the food I'd cooked came into play. The way to damage these spitty blobs is to deflect their projectiles back at them, but I wasn't very good at timing it. It was certainly a productive day, and I finally reached level 10.
Faint whisper breaks the silence. Hero, help.
I stayed in the mines until midnight, by which point I'd eaten all of my trail mix and 2 of my sliced turnips.
That was a pretty good haul. 62 copper.
And 25 Breath of Spring. That night, my pet dragon had some wisdom for me.
You have been hard at work around a mystery of Floydson. A spell. Full restore.
I guess reaching level 10 of the mines had unlocked some magic goodness. Very nice. And now I had a mana orb to use up in the top left there. I'd amassed 61 essence in the mines yesterday, and for some reason I spent 30 of it getting fishing perks. And more importantly, I picked up a couple of blacksmithing perks. I bought 7 strawberry seeds, but there was only time left in spring for 3 harvests from these, so this was honestly a pretty dodgy purchase. I cooked up my strawberries, and one of the blacksmithing perks I'd picked up reduced the cost of copper ingots from 10 ore down to 9, so that made this smelting more material efficient. And the other perk reduced the time taken when blacksmithing by 10 minutes, so it was more time efficient too. I used my 8 ingots to craft a copper sword and copper watering can, and after donating the cabbage that had finally grown, I hit up the archaeological dig site and found another artifact to donate. I had a foraging session, I caught a squid, a swordfish, and a shrimp too, and I still needed tons of wood for the mill repair, so I got to chopping. Stone was a bit easier to amass in the mines, but I had to be more intentional about wood.
Alright, let's pop this spell. Woo. Hell yeah. Might as well get the mana recharging overnight.
Full restore does indeed fully restore your stamina, and it's crazy how quickly I used up this full bar collecting wood with my crappy axe. Now that I had a better watering can, I was more willing to buy heaps of seeds, so I bought 30 potato seeds to make a profit off, and some turnip seeds for stamina regen. It kind of goes without saying by this point, but I did some cooking too.
Oh, we got a strawberry back. Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
I spotted an outrageously zoomy bug. Look at him ping around the screen like an absolute lunatic.
I got it. Pond skater.
I think the fact that it was raining may have contributed to my decision to buy a bunch of seeds, because I had a free pass on the watering for today. And after a little more fishing, I was able to donate a couple of spring fish to the museum.
Spring, pond, river, and ocean.
So I'd only found 3 out of 15, and spring was more than halfway done. It's just fishing was so brutal stamina-wise. I soon found a 4th, though.
Oh, a chesticle. Something inside? Oh. 210 gold.
I turned in a request, and I figured I better try to catch a pond fish.
Oh, I think I got a turtle.
It wasn't one I could donate to the museum, but I'll take it. And I sold a whole bunch of random crap, including that mocha.
Okay, not bad, not bad.
Day 17 was the spring festival, so Celine showed up to collect my breath of spring. I'd managed to collect about 35. I enjoyed using my upgraded watering can, which was a huge time save, but it sadly did not reduce the stamina cost. I spent 50 essence to reduce cooking time by another 10 minutes, and I headed into town for the festivities.
Who turned in the most breath of spring flowers? In third place? Errol. Good job, old fella. I came second? No way, man. Who beat me? Celine, you show off.
If I'd wanted to win, I should have gone to the mines all 3 days, but oh well. The Spring Festival had a souvenir stall, some majestic live music, a clothing stall, and a food stall, but I wasn't really that interested in any of that. I did give a turnip to Adeline though. I did some cooking, and the candied strawberries were now ready instantly, so that was a good time save, and I headed over to the carpenter's shop because I figured it was about time I branched out into ranching. I bought a small white coupe blueprint.
I think I just sell these, man. It's so much money this early.
Yeah, there's no margin for decorative silly willies in the early game. I was just keen on profit. I cleared some space here and placed the coupe blueprint, and learned it would cost 75 wood and 50 stone to build. I had that handy, and so sprung forth a glorious coupe, rather spacious on the inside and ready for some chickens. I headed to Sweetwater Farm to remind myself how much they cost. 1,000 gold was my answer.
Okay, I should be able to afford one tomorrow. That's fine.
I had a fishing session at the beach, and I was pleased to snag 3 new varieties of fish, 2 of which I was able to donate to the museum.
Hey, Zoa, walking his chicken. Feeding frenzy. Hay and grass seeds drop double from cutting grass. I think I definitely want that so I can get food stocked for my impending chickens.
I spent the rest of the day cutting grass, enjoying double the drops. In the morning, I welcomed Crispy Chicken to the family.
Hello, Crispy. You pick up Crispy to say hello? Very cute.
There was food in the trough for Crispy, so I left her to settle in. My cooking skill hit level 25. While I was running, a cow popped up above my head.
Wait, what? My ranching skill just went up for some reason?
And I spent the day in the mines. The fact that it was raining today meant I had more time and stamina available, so this was a productive day. It was nice to see the extra damage on my upgraded sword, but I did have one complaint.
How do I get a bigger bag again? I need a bigger bag again.
The store wasn't selling it, so I wasn't too sure. I did some fishing down here and caught a stone loach. And I pushed my way down to level 15 by 5 PM, and I just made it to level 20 with 3 hours left in the day.
A faint whisper breaks the silence. Hero, the water seal. The tablet has an unknown language inscribed upon it.
I took a rubbing so I could show it to Ayland, who'd hopefully be able to translate it, and this golden chest gave me a mana potion, so this well and truly was a juicy visit to the mines.
Chickens and cows will sometimes drop extra produce. I think I want that.
I picked up the lumberjack perk too, so I'd get extra wood from chopping logs. By the way, earlier on I was selling pretty much everything, but I was being a bit more of a hoarder now, just in case I needed stuff for quests or crafting. This meant I was a little pressed for storage, so I finally moved my first chest outside. I watered, RIP 1/3 of my stamina for the day, and I used the copper I'd collected yesterday to make a new shovel and axe. I picked up a barn blueprint for 2,000 gold, and I still hadn't caught a single pond fish for the museum, so I fished at this spot next to the manor, but all I caught was a weed and a koi, which wasn't wanted by the museum. I was at least able to donate some stuff I'd gotten from the mines yesterday. I had a quick session fishing in the river, then digging at the dig site, then fishing at the river again, and just as well I upgraded my axe, because it allowed me to get rid of this enormous stump, which yielded some hard wood. This made space for the barn blueprint, which of course required a bunch of wood and stone, so I got busy collecting, but I may have lost track of time.
No. Oh.
And so I woke up grumpy at 10 AM. This juicy harvest cheered me up though. I finished off the barn build, ready for a delicious moo to move in, and after the usual chores...
Oh, I got cherries, man. Hell yeah.
With that, I was finally able to complete the spring's crop set. And I thought it was very random that I received some winter seeds as a reward. Now that I was a livestock owner, I developed an instinct to attack clumps of grass, hoping for animal feed to drop. And because I apparently have abysmal memory, this happened.
Alright, give me a cow, man. Oh, they cost 2,000.
I bought another chicken instead.
Box stock. Box stock's a good one.
I was tapped for energy by 8 PM, which prompted me to discover something useful.
Wait, can I just eat one of these? And get an entire fishing cast off? I think I can. That's a good way to hack it, actually.
Eating a wild berry restores only 1 stamina, but it still allowed me to cast, and when the fish was caught, it used up that 1 stamina instead of the usual 12. So it turns out this is the efficient way to fish.
Oh, big fish. Give me the big fish. That's a big chonker. Ocean sunfish.
You're supposed to pet your animals to help them grow happily, by the way, and on this particular day, I remembered to do that at about midnight. I also picked up a perk to make fed and pet animals gain an extra heart point per day. I actually don't know what the heart points even do, but I suspected it might lead to profit, so I was all for it. I also learned currency of care, which means animals drop shiny beads when hand-fed crops. Shiny beads is a weird name for turds, but I respect it. That night was a momentous rank up for the town as it reached level 20. The best part of this was the reward that pushed my max stamina up to 140. I finally took the tablet rubbing from the mines to Ayland, who claimed it was an ancient language called Witch Speak. There's only one weirdo in town with the skills to read Witch Speak, my good mate Juniper.
Oh, earthbound mortals who wish to remove the seal, gather proof of your desire to unite these lands again. Place in the dragon's hold 4 offerings. From the earth's good graces a ruby, catch a swiftly flowing fish of stone, a moth who gathers near the flame, a brown mushroom of the mines.
And so I learned the 4 items needed to progress deeper into the mines. I dug up a shard mass, and that completed the dig site material set. And I now had the cash to purchase a cow. I named it Custard. Custard is cute.
Oh, this chicken's big. Big chicken.
I went to the mines to hunt down the items I needed for the magical offering. I caught a worm, I fished up the stone loach I needed, and found the upper mines mushroom and ruby too. I gave those as offerings, and I last needed a lantern moth, but I didn't find one of those. My petards were ready on day 22.
Hey, we got an egg. The egg only sells for 20 gold. Is kind of sad. I just realized I got to level 15 farming. I can get some new sick things. Watering a crop will occasionally drop a seed version of it. That's extremely good.
The others were decent too, but I couldn't afford them yet. There were 6 days left in spring and potatoes take 6 days to grow, so I figured why not and bought 50 seeds. I cooked the 28 potatoes I'd harvested with positive results. I maxed out my cooking skill at level 30, but also
I got 5 potatoes back from that. Amazing multiplication.
That is a cheeky bonus 400 gold worth. I turned in a couple of quests and crafted a copper shovel for another quest, which earned me a 960 gold reward. I then realized I could zoom out, so I zoomed out a little. This was rather convenient for spying interesting stuff from further away. All my quest rewards meant I had enough gold for another chicken, so I purchased breakfast, and I had a whole lot of planting to do, including using a shovel for the first time to expand my fields.
Oh, there we go. I'm getting some free seeds now.
I got 3 freebies from this watering session, and I finished the day with some slashing.
Oh wait, where's my animal sheet? Here we go. Okay, so these are becoming friends. They're slowly growing their love for me.
I don't think they loved me very much yet, but we'll get there one day. I got 2 seeds from today's watering, but I didn't have time to grow them before spring's end, so I just sold them. But turnips grow in 4 days, so I had time for those. I bought 50 seeds and got to work. Considering I had to shovel, till, plant, and water, this was stamina intensive. So the only reason I did this was because I knew I had my full restore spell available. I also caught a new bug type.
A roly-poly.
And now the farming operation was beginning to look kind of serious. And the candied strawberries continued to bring in good dollars. Watering took until past 10 AM and used most of my stamina on day 24. Quite brutal. But after some of the usual chores, I headed to the mines anyway, because I still needed the flamin' lantern moth, and I had 20 sliced turnips and 7 trail mix for stamina regen.
Oh, this is a nice level. Holy dooly.
I just unlocked a treasure perk upstairs, and here it is, a treasure level. Very juicy. And guess what I found on the very next floor?
Oh, another one? Dude, what the heck?
But guess what I did not find, even though I spent all day down here? Yep, no lantern moth.
Can't find a moth to save my life. I
got a couple of donations knocked over and 89 copper ore, so that was a decent consolation prize. I dilly-dallied on the way home, and look what happened.
I dilly-dallied so much. 6666. Oh, that's what happens when you pass out, man. You get the 666. Oh dear. So we wasted the first 4 hours of today. Oh, someone gave me 2 eggs. By someone, I mean one of these chickens. Wait, what?
I'd accidentally hand-fed that grass seed, and thanks to the perk I picked up, shiny beads popped out. I'd checked out this funky chicken statue earlier, and it had mentioned something about beads.
Throw in some shiny beads. Yeah, here we go. 10 beads, 100 beads. What does that mean? Big fish.
It was another ocean sunfish. Since I needed at least 10 shiny beads to offer to the weird chicken shrine, I stole some beads from my cow too. And you can only get 1 shiny bead per animal per day, so I'd have to save up over the next few days.
Bonus extra dish. This is what we need. This is what we need. I forgot to look at this.
This perk was now available thanks to hitting cooking level 30, and it was set to make cooking even more profitable.
Monster mash. Truly indescribable flavor.
I rounded out the day with one more quick quest turn-in, and just as I was about to go to bed, the game crashed, and the last save was at the start of the day, so I had to redo it. This was the first early access bug I'd come across, and it was annoying. I did the exact same day, except quicker because I knew what the plan was this time, and I used the extra time before bed to collect wood. On day 26, I forced my animals to poop out more shiny beads. I collected my first milk from custard, which is ironic because custard is usually made from milk. I watered, which earned me a bunch of essence, which meant I could afford the glorious dinner for 2 perk. So now, not only did I have a chance to get ingredients back, I also had a chance to cook bonus dishes. I was lucky enough to get a free candied strawberry immediately.
My cooking perks then earned me another like 470 gold, which is pretty significant at those ratios.
I was now on the hunt for easy to make cooking dishes, so I picked up the rice ball recipe from the inn, but it wasn't particularly easy to make. Not at scale, at least. I finally donated what was required to repair the mill.
Hello, the mill is done.
Rias went beast mode with his hammer and saw, and voila.
Yes. The mill goes rotate.
I headed in to see what could be processed in here.
Oh, hello. Deluxe large animal feed.
You can also refine animal products, mill grains, and make grass starter and paper here. I made some mayonnaise out of 2 eggs. I found some nettle. Somehow it took me until the 26th to find this spring forageable. And in the evening I fished at the beach hoping to hook some new fish varieties. I used the wild berry strategy to do this until late, and I caught a fuzzy moth on the way home too.
Cheeky 5.4 grand. That earned me 55 points. Oh, it must be 1 renown per 100 you earn. I got 3 quests done, so that was a big renown day.
In the morning, many turnips. I collected my 10th shiny bead, so I paid the chicken statue a visit.
10 beads. 10 beads for deluxe small animal feed.
I hung out with Hayden, and we discussed the intricacies of raising livestock.
Call them outside. Wait, it's chicken sitting there.
This is how I learned you can use this bell to call your animals outside, where they can enjoy the sunshine and eat grass straight from the ground, rather than eating the feed in the troughs. I sliced my 51 turnips, got 5 turnips back, sliced those, and got 1 bonus sliced turnip. And that made 58 sliced turnips total for me to use for stamina regen. Then it was off to the mines.
Yes. Finally.
The elusive lantern moth was in my clutches, and the way deeper was finally open.
Ooh. Priestess. Thank you. I am... Dragon. Priestess. Meet below. Okay. Deal. Oh, what's this?
Eating this heart crystal increased my maximum health. I descended to floor 21 of the mines, and there was a watery vibe down here. For example, the light bulb demon was blue instead of yellow. There was also a spiky monster that tried to poke my butt, which was new. And most importantly, I began finding iron ore.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, something blue. Ornamental sapphire rock.
There were new things to forage, new artifacts to find, some under seaweed in the water here, and a whirly-whirly.
Oh, what the hell?
I soon ran out of time, but I managed to collect 22 iron ore and a few donations. And here's a museum progress update.
25% of archaeology, 26% of flora, 21% of insects, 10% of fish.
When I returned to the farm, Caldaris wanted a word with me.
The water seal has been broken. A portion of my power has been returned. You've done well. I'll grant you summon rain. Hey! Brief rainstorm on your farm. Use it wisely. Hell yeah, new spell. Do I not get sprinklers? I don't think I get sprinklers in this game.
Caldaris explained there are 5 seals in total.
But who closed off the seals in the first place, or why, I cannot recall.
Also, it was really late.
He might have saved me, actually. He brought me closer to bed.
No! Welcome to the final day of spring year 1.
You guys are angry? What are you guys angry about?
They're angry because I forgot to let them back inside to sleep last night.
53 baked potatoes, baby. See how much bonus we get from 53 baked potatoes. Any bonus? I got 6 extra baked potatoes and 6 potatoes back. Hell yeah.
I gave one of those baked potatoes to Mr. Handsome, and he taught me how to load up a baked potato. I turned in a quest to Celine up here too, and I'd never been here before. Quite pretty.
He's just sod and your peat.
I crafted my first 2 iron ingots, and finished off spring preparing my fields for summer, because I intended to invest the 7 grand I had, plus whatever profit I made overnight, into as many summer seeds as I could afford.
That's the end of spring. We got an 8,000 gold day. The ground actually remains tilled. That's kind of impressive.
I called my friends outside and was outraged to see these chickens walk straight over the fence I'd put up last night. I picked up a perk that gives a chance to return the stamina used when tilling soil, and summer forageables were now on the menu.
A daisy.
I bought 2 chests because I'd rather spend gold than use up wood, and I bought a pear and peach sapling, 2 of each summer crop, and the remainder of my money went towards tomatoes and corn, which function like strawberries. The first harvest is after 5 days, and then repeat harvests occur every 3 days after that. I planted, and because I'd blown most of the cash on seeds that cost 300 gold, I used way less of my fields than I'd been anticipating. I placed my 2 new chests over here and got organized a little. I got the watering knocked over, and I strode forth to see what summer-specific stuff I could find. I caught a chum and sweet fish. I found a random peach tree bearing fruit. I found a cosmos, and I fished up a golden chest, which gave me a bunch of gold and some curry that sells for 370 gold. Not bad.
Some quick summer donations. Bang, bang, bang.
You may have noticed the foraging spots stay consistent in this game, so I knew where to look, and I claimed some catmint and dill. I rounded out the day with an archaeological find.
Aldarian war banner.
After the usual chores on day 30, I noticed it was Elsie's birthday, so I decided to see what would happen if I gave her a gift.
Yes, I remembered your birthday.
Good stuff. Also, Juniper needed some wine, apparently.
Elsie's now my best friend. She's a retired socialite. Okay, Elsie. Calm down.
I caught a dragonfly, and then did a quest where all the townsfolk banded together to clean up the mess still left over after the earthquake. These stairs were fixed in the process, which granted access to the summit, and I can't quite put my finger on it, but this mountaintop reminds me of something, for some reason.
Hooray! The beautification. So now I can get up to the summit, I guess?
The game had plopped me up here at the end of the cutscene, so I had to wander back down across this idyllic log bridge. I found a fountain that restores stamina too. Also, my daughter was backseat gaming.
Dada, go through there, go through there.
Marigold.
Go through there.
I can't.
Up,
I can't. It's broken, man.
There, go, up there. No, Dada, in that cave.
No, I won't go in there now, mate.
Why?
Because I got other stuff I'm trying to do.
The summer flower set was already almost complete at the museum. I found some wild grape bushes over here, and I had decent luck finding summer bugs too.
Hey, what are you sleeping outside for? No. Go back in, everyone. Good job.
I continued to make sure to ship one of each cookable item, and on this particular morning I received the peaches and cream recipe as a result.
I'm gonna water our crops like this. Boom. See, I like that there's a real motivation to do the requests in this game, because request for glass, I can get you glass easily landed. That's good. A lot of games like this, it just feels like there's not that much point doing requests.
But in this game, completed requests give a solid 20 renown, and I think some friendship points with the quest giver too. I cared mostly about the renown. Watering using the rain dance spell had saved a bunch of time, so I went for an almost full day in the mines, because getting iron ore for iron tools seemed like a high priority. These blue blobbers did big wheeze whenever they jumped at me, and the wee puddles slowed me down. This level had a lever I had to pull to open the way down, items needed for museum donations rolled in, and I got zapped by some light bulb idiots. When I reached level 25, I headed up in the elevator and grabbed some combat perks, including jump attack.
Oh, that was sick. See that? Jump attack popped off.
And when I ran out of stamina, I began eating some of my 80 sliced turnips. The iron was rolling in, and just as I was about to run out of time, I hit level 15 mining, and I found the stairs down to level 30, securing that elevator unlock.
We take that. We got to level 30. That's a big day.
Level 15 meant more perks were available.
Very good. Iron Hound. Breaking an iron node will occasionally drop extra piece of iron. Hell yeah. Movement speed will increase for 10 seconds when you first enter a new floor. I'm gonna get that, I think.
That was 92 iron ore for the day, and a bunch of donations too.
Not bad, not bad. Hell yeah, I hear rain outside, man. Oh yes. Oh yes, blessed rains.
After handing in a couple of quests, I headed towards the mines.
Here, have a daisy. My thanks. Here, have a daisy. Oh, well, thanks. He didn't sound very impressed by that.
I decided I better start building my friendships with all the villagers, hence the bandying about with daisies. And then it was time for a long day in the mines.
Give offering. Place 10 stone. Huh.
I made it down a full 10 levels, all the way to level 40.
Hero, break, seal, dragons, power, restore. Got a deep voice, priestess.
I took a rubbing of the tablet, claimed some goodies from this golden chest, and headed out with over 100 iron ore and a couple more donations. With that, I completed the Tide Caverns foraging set. I harvested some cucumbers on day 33. I love a good cucumber. And when I saw an email about upgrading the general store, I was excited.
Yes, upgrade the general store so that it sells a bigger bag, please. That would be great.
I picked up the Iron Expert perk, so I could now craft iron ingots out of 9 ore instead of 10, and I headed to chat to the crew about upgrading that store.
Okay, so this is an expensive one, but I think I'm just gonna grind this now.
I sought out Juniper and asked her to translate the rubbing from level 40 off the mines. While she was working, I tried my best not to breathe loudly, but apparently my gale force mouth breathing disturbed her, so she yelled at me to hush. And we needed a botany expert's help to figure out part of the translation, so we paid Celine a visit.
Find the fish whose arrow flies true, a jewel the color of the blue sea, dulce of jade, hunter in the coral.
I crafted enough iron bars to make an iron pickaxe, watering can, axe, sword, and ring.
There we go, we got 4 defense now. How about that?
I caught my first minnow. I discovered this big honkin' rock was a good way to claim a bunch of stone, and I collected wood and stone into the evening. I had a big harvest of tomato and corn on summer 6. I shipped one of each, hoping I'd get good recipes tomorrow with which to make use of the remainder of the harvest. It was nice to make use of my iron watering can, as this can hit 9 tiles at once. And I chopped. Choppy chop chop until I could chop no more. Literally. I picked up time sensitive rank 2, increasing the speed of blacksmithing crafts by a further 10 minutes. I donated a fair bit to the general store upgrade, and since I'd blown all my stamina so early in the day, I actually found a good use case for one of the free baths Juniper had offered me ages ago. Very refreshing, rather hygienic. I used that stamina to chop some more, and to pick too. I caught a jelly, I caught a waterfly, and I did not find the jade dulce I was looking for. On the run home, I caught a firefly. In the morning, I had mail offering the grilled corn and tomato soup cooking recipes.
Tomato soup. I need some kind of weird leaf. I need basil. Can I buy basil? Yeah, corn. I should have just gone for corn, man. If I'd known, I would have just got lots of corn and no tomatoes.
Grilled corn required nothing but corn, so corn was going to be easy to capitalize on with cooking. But all the tomato dishes I had were not easy to mass produce. So yes, sadly the investment into tomato seeds wasn't as optimal as I'd been hoping. I collected stone until I had the 500 I needed, and I was still looking after my animals every day, by the way. Trust me, no neglect was going on. After some smelting, I finished off the donations for the general store, and while watering, I maxed out my farming at level 30.
Harvesting a crop will occasionally drop a cooked dish that uses the crop.
Sounds good to me, but that was all I could afford for now. I soon tracked Adeline down and turned in the upgrade quest, and so we got to work, and before long the store received a glorious makeover. There was also some aggressive sweeping involved. This meant the store had new stock, including 2 new summer crops, tea and sugarcane. I bought 2 of each. More importantly, another bag upgrade was available, but I sadly could not afford that today. The 27 corn I'd harvested ended up being cooked into 34 grilled corn. I found some oregano, among other things, and had a good donation haul to hand in. I randomly went to the summit and on the way found an iris, nice view, and that blue flower helped me finish off the summer flowers set at the museum. It was a solid profit that night, and though I'd harvested the same amount of corn and tomatoes yesterday, look how much more I made because I was able to cook the corn. It was a good renowned day, and the town level hit 31. There was more summer rain on day 36, lovely lovely, and I upgraded my bag, even lovelier. 10 more slots to work with. I bought 3 more cows, the heifer, brisket, and loaf, and I headed to the mines where I donated 3 of the items on level 40, but I still needed the elusive jade dolls. I'd found one earlier, which I donated to the museum, but finding a second one was not quick. When I ran out of stamina, I ate the stamina reward I'd been given for hitting town rank level 30, which increased my total stamina and gave me a free refill. And I spent all day down there. Let's just say, at least I collected lots of iron ore. I had another harvest in the morning, and halfway through it, I realized I could afford another farming perk. So I picked up prize winning, which means when harvesting, you sometimes get a little coin explosion. Also, I was loving getting random free dishes when harvesting. I used my rain dance to water, I grilled my corn at the inn, and guess what happened when I spent another whole day in the mines? Well, I suppose I should say guess what didn't happen. Yeah, no jade dolls. Also, the game crashed again right at the end of the day.
No, dude, no.
So I had to restart and redo the entire day. But at 8:30 p.m...
Oh, is that it? I think that might be it. Yes, finally.
Hero, thank you for breaking
The seal. The seal. Well done. Offer essence. The dragon statue. Above. Gain strength. To proceed.
I munched on another heart and headed down to level 41, where I found the next tier of ore.
Silver ore, baby.
The diggy enemy was extra pokey down here.
Oh dear.
This was a juicy level, no doubt, as it helped me get a good head start on collecting silver ore. I also caught the rare magma beetle on my way home, and I had a lovely chat with Caldaris.
What do you got for me, big fella? The earth seal has been broken. I owe you my sincere thanks. I will grant you growth. It can be used to instantly grow plants in a 3x3 area. Use it wisely.
Honestly, that's kind of a crappy spell. I'd rather use my mana to water the whole farm. Caldaris also had some history for me.
The gate between realms was once cared for by the dragon priestesses. Dragons brought magic to this land through that gate eons ago. Our bond with humankind was mutually beneficial, yet the gate must have been closed at some point. Why and by whom? These are the questions, Caldaris. Thought-provoking questions. 3 seals remain, alright. Now let's just not crash before we get this day done.
Some big melons were ready to harvest on day 38, and just this small patch of corn and tomatoes ended up being rather profitable.
Seafood boil. Veggie sub sandwich.
I picked up harvest time, which makes slow-growing crops grow one day faster. I gave everyone daisies, and I bought a bunch of sugarcane and watermelon seeds. And so I spent most of the day planting, which involved the creation of an entirely new field. I figured the sugarcane was a good idea because I could process it into sugar for cooking, and the watermelon would grow one day faster thanks to my new perk, making it 8 days instead of 9. Before planting this last field, I chopped up some debris to collect up to 100 essence, and I bought this perk.
Superb sower. Can charge my seeds.
This was a good perk.
Yeah, that's a good perk.
Once it was all planted, I did the rain dance.
Oh, that should be a lot of money.
To round out the evening, I accepted a quest to help repair this bridge down here at the beach. While there, I discovered some coconuts.
Some coconuts.
In the morning, I got just what I was hoping for, an easy-to-make watermelon recipe. It does require salt, but you can buy infinite salt from the general store, so this was going to be perfect for making max profit out of my watermelons. Hanging out with Caldaris the other night had given me one bonus mana orb, so I was able to afford yet another rain dance, praise be, and my blacksmithing hit level 30. Since I was swimming in iron collected during the epic Jade Dulse hunt of 2024, I had enough to make myself a couple pieces of armor. Donating a watermelon finished off the summer crop set at the museum, and the enemies below level 40 in the mines certainly took a lot more damage to kill, and they were of course dealing more damage, so the armor upgrades were timely. You know the drill. I collected all the silver ore I laid eyes on, I kept an eye out for anything I could donate to the museum, including a couple of fish, and I tried to get as deep as possible. But I sadly ran out of time on floor 49, so I didn't quite secure the level 50 elevator. It was a good night of donations though. Another harvest greeted me in the morning. I had to water the old-fashioned way, which used up more than my full stamina bar, and I was down to only 26 sliced turnips by this point, so I was beginning to get concerned about stamina solutions ongoing. I finally bought a kitchen of my own from the carpenter's shop, and I foraged to the east of town where I found quite a few new forageables, more goodies for my collections. I broke my way past this big rock and found something intriguing.
What's this? Mysterious looking well. Throw in some coins? 100 terra. Gave me a spring salad. The hell?
Oh, magical well. Thanks for the greens.
That's an item for the collection, so that's genuinely huge.
I managed to catch a new pond fish variety to round out the day. I rearranged to make new space for my kitchen in the morning. Finally, I can cook from home, and I thankfully had enough mana for a rain dance again. I turned in a quest, bought some new cooking recipes from the Saturday markets, donated some critters I'd found yesterday, and spent some time fishing in the ocean here, where I caught 2 new fish varieties. I also spent some time chopping, because I still needed wood for the beach bridge repair. I unlocked Silver Expert, so I could make silver ingots more efficiently. I chopped some more, and soon...
Right, bang, bang, bang. Done.
I received the coconut milk recipe in the mail on day 42, and this looked like it might be a good answer to my need for stamina regeneration.
Coconut milk gives 18. That's pretty good.
I made a silver watering can, I bought a crafting station, I paid the mysterious well of snacks another visit.
Berry bowl.
I had a session fishing in the eastern pond where I managed to catch a couple new fishies, and I fished up an artifact too.
Coin lump.
I took my upgraded watering can for a spin. As you can see, it can hit 18 tiles at once. And one benefit of watering so many tiles is you do at least get a bunch of essence.
That will save a lot of energy actually. Water crops occasionally retain their water. Yeah. We'll do that.
I finally turned in the beach bridge quest, and we got that thing built.
Even more coconuts over here. I need to farm coconuts like crazy this summer. Oh, I can actually get in? What the hell?
Nothing like a dip in the ocean as midnight fast approaches.
Oh, why'd you let me in the water if I can't get out?
This new area of the beach was pretty big, and though I nearly drowned, thankfully it let me jump out over here. I continued milking them coconuts. Somehow another harvest was ready. My ranching level climbed to 19 when I was distributing pats. I picked up some more blacksmithing perks using the essence earned from watering, and I got a few quests turned in. I also had a rather juicy donation spree, handing in a whopping 9 items at once, which I'd found mainly yesterday. I ended day 43 with a quick jaunt out east, where I caught a tetra.
Oh, that was a big renown day. Holy crap, all those donations. I did 3 quests.
That pushed the town level up to 36. In the morning, the sugarcane was ready for harvest, and after watering, I once again forced everyone to take a daisy. Here, have a daisy. I insist. I met Adeline over at Hayden's farm, where we discussed what was needed to continue feeding the town. They wanted me to provide some cheese and eggs. I then had a good session fishing down at the beach. I caught a beach hopper and an octopus and pufferfish over here at this fishing spot. I'd been wondering for a while whether bigger barns and coops would become available, and on day 45 I had my answer in the form of an email from Reyes.
Alright, we're gonna make our silver pickaxe and we hope for a proc on it. Can we get a proc on it? I don't know. Lightweight, hell yeah. Tools with this infusion occasionally drop stamina orbs on use. Okay, this is going to be very juicy.
The rain had watered my crops for me, so I had a full stamina bar and plenty of time to kill. So I took my new toy into the mines, and now there were green orbs popping out thanks to that enchantment. These restored stamina. I found plenty of goodies, I caught some critters, and by 5 PM I'd secured level 50, so I did my best to push another 5 levels and managed to get to level 55 with a little bit of time to spare.
A quick and easy route to the bottom of the mines, but you don't recognize any of the paths. What a silly scroll.
I donated the silly scroll and 4 other things, and headed home with a decent haul of 73 silver ore. The 3-day harvest cycle for these crops is bonkers. Also, look at all them melons. This was primed to be a big profit day, no doubt about it. I was also already sitting on 23,000 gold, and since it was the 18th of summer, there was no point going in for more corn, so I opted to double down on watermelons.
Just gonna get my click on. How many bonus things do we get from 103 cooking efforts? I only got 3 watermelons back, but I got like 10 rock salt back, and I got 7 extra salted watermelons. That's close to 2 grand worth of like stuff back.
I got busy planting, and I had to dig up a little overflow field.
And then we're gonna use the rain spell, obviously. I mean, obviously.
And I was able to spend some essence.
Now I've got all the blacksmithing perks, so I can get like life leech, I can get move speed, I can get stamina orb drops, more attack damage.
You get the idea. I was now ready to craft all my final gear and hope for some lucky enchantments.
It takes so long to make cheese though. What if I want to make more than a few cheese, it's gonna take me all day.
I chucked the hard-earned cheese in the donation bin and...
Yay! Everyone's got omelets. I got a cow cheese hat and a chicken egg hat. I can now put it on my animals. That's glorious. I love that.
I crafted a silver fishing rod and silver sword, but I sadly did not get any enchantments on them. I bought a medium coop, but couldn't afford a medium barn, and look how long my silver fishing rod casts are.
Alright, look at that long cast.
Pretty long.
Oh, 38 grand profit, man. Like, this is just random dishes that like spawn because of my harvest. Crazy. That's a big day. All of that renown is so juicy. Is that going to get me all the way to 40? All the way to 40. Yes! Town rank of iron. Okay, no rain today is a bit sad.
I'd invested in a new cooking perk, so I made some interesting corn.
I got a restorative grilled corn. Grants HP and stamina restoration for 2 hours. And I'm still gonna sell it, but if I got that on one of my food items, that would be nice.
And it's true, no rain was rough, because this was my biggest watering day yet. I received some interesting rewards for leveling up the town.
Big old statues, kind of cool.
I wandered about chopping, I fished at the pond, and I bought a medium barn.
Put my little statues up here. Beautiful. I'm gonna make room down here, I think.
Yes, indeed. This seemed like a good spot for my animals, but as you can see, I had a lot of crap to clear out, so I got to work. After showing love to the moose and watering my dirt, I dumped all my essence into archaeology perks. These basically just improved the chance for artifacts to show up. I swung by Hayden's farm again, and the next town upgrade on the menu was to his barn and coop, allowing space for some new varieties of animals.
What do you say? Horses, sheep, rabbits, ducks? Good. 400 wood, 500 stone, 8 iron ingots, and 4,000 gold. Not too bad. Alright, let's go for that ASAP.
I collected nuts of the cocoa variety, I collected wood, and you probably noticed, but the trees around town reappear every day, which is very impressive. When I was milking the coconuts, I got some restorative ones.
So let's try one of these restorative ones. Now I've got this restoration buff.
And so for the next 2 hours, while I chopped like a madman, my stamina was slowly regenerating, which felt quite good actually. It didn't fully offset my stamina expenditure, but it did make a decent dent. I spent all day clearing, and by the end of it, I had enough wood and stone for Hayden's barn upgrade. More rain, more harvest, yes please. Rose tea materialized out of nowhere, yes please and thank you. By the way, I was just hoarding these eggs. I had 49 by this point. I could have turned them into mayo, but it takes a good chunk of time out of the day doing that at the mill. So yeah, lots of eggs. I chose spots for my medium barn and coop blueprints. I picked up a perk that gives a chance for my cooked dishes to be universally liked by all of the villagers. And I gave March a hydrangea.
March didn't like my flower. How rude.
Museum update. I'd completed all the summer flora stuff, and fishing was still lagging behind. I spent the rest of the day in the mines and pushed my way down to level 60. Hero. You cannot proceed further. Yet. Return. Later.
Excuse me? How dare you? It holds no clues. It's as far as I can progress for now?
Yes, indeed. This is where the mine stopped at this point in early access. I was not expecting that. I thought I was destined for level 100. But on the other hand, that explained why the best tools I could make were silver. In any case, that meant a significant goal was now ticked off, and I had complete access to the mines. When I was brewing some green tea in the morning, it came up extra likable.
Wait, what? Oh, we got the universally liked gift thingo. And some likable grilled corn as well.
I used the likable green tea to make my first ever roasted rice tea, but I hung on to the likable corn. I donated the wood and stone to the ranch upgrade box, but I lacked iron ingots. So after giving Adeline some of the most endearing corn you've ever seen, I hit up the mines. I targeted levels 20 through 40 because I wanted iron ore. I found a sword to donate, and I soon had the ingots crafted and into the box they went. I found another sword artifact, made sure my animals went to sleep inside, and the next day began with a rain dance. Celine seemed to absolutely love hydrangeas as a gift, while everyone else merely tolerated it, and therefore Celine was my best friend, purely because she was easiest to please.
I'm already up to 1.5 hearts with her because she loves flowers.
Soon enough, I was popping off with the lads, executing on some extreme building moves, and Hayden's coop and barn got bigger, and more sparkly.
Ducks, horses, rabbit, sheep.
I collected a little more wood and got the barn and coop built, so I could fit in some of these majestic new creatures.
Yeah, that's a big boy barn. A big boy barn, they say.
I shuffled all my current animals over to their new homes, removed these old structures, and replaced them down in the new animal area. I called my first horse Rodney.
I just realized that I called the female horse Rodney. So this can be Radney. I'm not sure what kind of logic that is, but that's fine.
Radney was a stallion, my first male animal, because I had intentions to facilitate some equine breeding silly willies. I bought a black sheep named Doof, a brown sheep named Fluff, and a white sheep named Boof.
I might as well get a spotted horse then as well. Poxy. It's not a nice name at all.
I got a duck and forgot to rename it, so it was another Loaf. My other two ducks were Quackathy and Peking. I also forgot to rename this rabbit, so it was Maggie. And the other two were Nibbles and Nimbus. I collected some big nuts before heading home to say hello to my new friends.
New. Hello horsies. Hello ducks. Hello rabbits. Hello sheep. Go, 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 go. Nope. Bro, I spent so much money on animals yesterday, and I still have 33 grand. Rich. 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 Coconut, coconut, nut, and coconut, 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 coconut. Likeable corn and likeable coconut.
I said good morning to all my animals and invited them outside to touch grass. I paid a visit to Baylor's wagon and bought all the food and drinks he had on offer, as I hoped they'd count towards my collection, but nope.
Okay, so it doesn't count if you buy the dish.
So I'd actually have to cook or find all the dishes via perks or in the wild for them to count towards the collection. I gave out the likable food I'd cooked, and this was much better than actually learning what these people genuinely like, because that requires way too many interpersonal skills that go far beyond my abilities. I made grass starters out of grass seeds and sod, I dilly-dallied giving out gifts at the inn, and dally-dillied fishing, and when I got back to the farm I planted all that grass starter. The hope was these would spread and my animals could feed by grazing each day, meaning I wouldn't need to worry too much about refilling their troughs, except on rainy days when they stayed inside. I then realized something.
Oh, I forgot to water.
And you know what they say, don't drip water on your melons after midnight. Alas, I had to.
Oh, I'm not gonna get everything watered. That was so dumb.
It wasn't really a big deal. It just meant some of the watermelons would be ready a day later. I picked up the final cooking perk, and when I noticed my crafting skill was only at 4, I inspected my crafting station.
Well, I mean, I do need to craft like every bit of furniture in the game. Oh gosh, this is gonna take forever.
I hit up the dig site, I forced blue flowers upon people, I fished, and I got excited when I actually found one I needed.
Yay, got one.
I kept at it until late, but found nothing else.
Hey, what's next? Upgrade the inn. Hell yeah. Watermelon? Watermelon? Oh no, I forgot to send my animals in. I'm sorry, silly animals. My ducks are grown up.
We discussed plans for the inn upgrade, and I had some work to do. I bought a mug from the inn, and was relieved to see it showed up in the furniture collection. So unlike cooked dishes, I was going to be able to simply buy a lot of the furniture I needed. I sliced and salted the watermelons, gave away the especially likable slices, and had a session in the mines because I needed to stock up on silver and stone for the inn's donation box.
Hey, caught something new, earth eel.
It's always good to tick off some museum donations. That night, I earned the big dollars, and the town hit level 45. I had my final harvest of summer on day 55.
Oh, some duck eggs. Some duck eggs.
And I spent the day roaming about collecting wood, foraging, flattening any bumps I spotted, fishing, except I found nothing new, and I claimed a glorious reward from the magical well of mystical wonder. Another decent day of profit.
I was going to use this 10 silver to donate this. I need a silver hoe and a silver shovel though.
Yeah, I was still rocking the copper farm tools, and they weren't gonna cut it.
Well, the horses are grown up. What do they do now that they're grown up? Just look handsome?
The rabbits had grown too, but the sheep were still lammy. And this is why I needed the tool upgrades. I had fields to plow. I may have gone overboard though, as I ended up with 6 9x9 fields total, enough to fit 486 crops.
I don't think I'm going to need anywhere near this many fields.
I was sitting on a whopping 87,000 gold though, so I was definitely going to be able to afford a few seeds tomorrow. Thanks to a perk, properly looked after animals had a chance to give shiny beads each day. So I had a few piled up, which I gave to the glorious chicken goddess in exchange for some mayo.
What? Don't give me 2 mayonnaise. Okay, some animal feed is what we want.
I also finally remembered I'd unlocked some animal cosmetics.
Haha, that's right. It is fall. Autumn. Autumn has fallen. Ooh, that's a completely new color palette. You. Wear the funny hat too. Yay. Funny hats.
On the way to the general store, I claimed my first fall forageables, a chestnut and heather, and then it was time to spend big. Sweet potato, broccoli, oranges, apples, chrysanthemum, and celosia. Pumpkins, more broccoli, and sweet potato, because I guess I somehow forgot I just bought those 2 seconds ago. Goose on the loose behavior. Rice and wheat, which grow in 9 days and then again every 3 days after that. And then came a Google search. You'll recall that in summer I'd bought a bunch of tomato and corn seeds, but I wish I just bought corn. For fall, I had a choice between onions and cranberries, which both grow in 5 days and then again every 3 days after that. And I didn't want to make the same mistake as summer. Google told me cranberries have the easier cooking recipe, so I went all in on those.
I'm gonna make so much money off this.
I ended up with a modest 274 cranberry seeds. I planted and ended up using almost 4 of the fields. After summoning some rain, I planted the apple and orange trees before heading out to find some more fall goodies. I found blackberries, a leaf hopper, a moon fruit, an artifact, and a fog orchid. Not too bad. And I left it too late, so I passed out while trying to send my animals back inside. Thankfully, it was raining in the morning, and as I was harassing my coop animals, I hit level 30 ranching. I picked up all 3 perks. They were decent. I was hoarding all cooking materials by this point, and my first food chest had overflowed, so I added a second. And I headed out hoping to find more fall stuff.
What do we got? Apples? Apples! What do we got? Horseradish? Horseradish!
I caught a frog, a rainbow trout, and a bluefish, so that was an unusually successful pond visit, and the wishing well gave me a pot hat cosmetic.
I've resisted doing cosmetics for so long, but I feel like this one, I must do it. A golden soup pot hat. Beautiful. Voila! Viola. Nice.
I got some garlic and a grayling from the river, so the museum was granted many donations this day.
A razorback. Yes! Finally found something rare. good.
There was no rain on the 3rd of fall.
You know what that means.
Silver watering can, go. All that watering at least got me quite a few seeds to replant, and I discovered apples make apple juice, which was a solid stamina food to rival coconut milk. So I bought and planted a few more apple trees. I spent the rest of the day fishing at the beach, but only managed to find 2 new fish varieties. I'd finished the fall forage set already though, and received a lovely yellow couch as reward. Watering and tending to my animals took up much of day 60, and I was low on food for my coop animals, so I bought some grass seeds to keep me going, and then I did what I now thought of as the Western Collectathon route, a path I would often take past the museum, foraging and digging as I went. Then I hit up the mines, as I still needed a few more silver ingots for the inn upgrade. Catching this handsome rock biter was a bonus. I also found a cicada nymph on the way home. A few crops were ready in the morning, and I was relieved the manor had built up for another rain spell cast. I'd bought some lovely horse treats from Hayden's shop, so I gave one to Rodney and one to Radney. Now that both horses had reached 2 hearts of happiness, they were ready for business, and therefore the love heart candy went down a treat.
Make babies, go. Rodney the girl and Radney the boy should make a baby now.
Collecting wood was high on my list of priorities today, so I chopped down any tree foolish enough to make eye contact with me. I also had grown to love this enormous rock. It reappeared daily and gave 20-ish stone. Good rock. I donated a few things, I did that whole western route I mentioned, and my archaeology reached level 26. I then had another session in the mines. While down there, I hit level 15 combat, so I grabbed all the perks that became available. This was the best one.
Certain cooked dishes will occasionally drop from the treasure chest. That's good.
I found a rare moth, always a good feeling to tick off a rare one from the collection, and I was able to craft and donate the remaining silver ingots, but I was still shy some stone and wood to get this completed. A glorious cranberry harvest was ready in the morning, so I had lots of plucking to do.
Gonna make a ton of money just on the dishes.
I sold just the one cranberry, as I was pretty sure that'd trigger someone to send me the cranberry juice recipe overnight. After watering, I chopped, I took a break to catch this big chonker.
Yeah, I caught a shark. Woohoo!
I did the western route again, and I collected 162 wood, but I was still a little short.
Pretty much 9 grand just from the harvest, random meals that it gave me. That's crazy money.
A few more crops were ready for harvest in the morning, and the almighty cranberry juice recipe did indeed arrive in the mail, which was a blessing and a curse, because it meant I had to sit staring at this screen for ages.
I wish there was a faster way to do this. I'm making 270 cranberry juice. 15 of them are universally liked, so I'll give those out as gifts. And then I got 11 bonus and 18 more cranberries back. I ended up with 302, so I got 32 bonus ones.
Not bad, not bad. And I finally donated the last of what was needed for the inn upgrade. I couldn't turn the quest in though, because I needed 6,000 gold for that, so I consoled myself by giving out a bunch of likable cranberry juice. And I chopped down more trees, because you can never have enough wood.
A solid 38 grand. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Boom, rank 50. Oh, that's the max rank. Yeah, I can't get the higher ranks. Okay.
It's raining. I received a mana potion in the mail for reaching town level 50. Delicious. I caught an inchworm, and my horses had gifts for me.
Oh, horsehair. Delicious. I love eating horsehair. I mean,
there was some rabbit wool too, and of course, sheep wool. I chucked all these in storage because apparently they'd be useful for crafting. I turned in the inn upgrade quest, and the whole town showed up to pitch in, making the inn slightly more impressive. Besides making it look nicer, I'm not sure what this did. Perhaps some new stuff was now for sale. I headed out on the Eastern Collectathon route, where I did some fishing and caught a perch.
Oh, it's a rainy day one. That confirms that there are rainy day specific fish, which is probably a lot of what I'm missing. Hey, new horse. New horse. We'll name him New Horse.
Some pumpkins were ready on day 65, and I had a cranberry harvest too.
Hello, New Horse. Tier 2 color rarity.
I received some mail from Adeline thanking me.
It looks like I've finished all the town repairs for now. More will come later in early access. Okay.
And most importantly, she gave me another mana potion. I'd unlocked all of the mines, ranked the town up to max level, and completed all of the town restoration quests. So 3 of the big milestones were done, but there was still plenty to do. I made a habit of giving out likable dishes to build my friendships. I continued chopping wood because I still needed to upgrade my house. I still had heaps of things I needed to donate to the museum, and as you can see, I made a good dent today. day, and I had to skill up a few more professions. I'd reached level 30 mining though, so I picked up the remainder of the perks with the essence I'd hoarded. This was the best one.
I can no longer find wooden treasure chests, and I'm more likely to find high tier.
The golden chests often dropped furniture or cooked dishes, which helped with the other job on my to-do list, completing the collections. Basically, I'd progressed through the core part of the game faster than I was expecting, and it was time to fully pivot to the completionist mindset. I was still determined to make huge profit though, because gold was going to help fuel my collectathon.
46 grand. Holy moly.
I focused on collecting wood and beach fishing on day 66, where I caught a mullet and a sand bug.
Oh, what a successful beach day.
And I couldn't believe it when I found another new fish type. But I guess when you do more targeted farming of items, it pays off. With that, I completed the fall insect set and had just one more fall ocean fish to find. It was raining again on fall 11. I tried to get in a rhythm of looking after the animals, and I began hitting up the wiki.
I have just googled it. You can get the halibut in the ocean on 4 rainy days.
That worked out well. It happens to be raining. Even better, I caught it on my first cast.
Oh, there it is. Straight away.
That was the first set of museum fish I'd fully completed. I still needed a few more fall pond and river fish though, so I got busy working towards that and had some success that evening. Alright, let's talk day 68. Cranberries. Theft.
They're eating my crops. They're eating my crops! I think that means they'll give shiny beads, right? Oh, they're giving 3? Holy crap, that's a lot.
Rain dance. Cranberry explosion. Luck.
Yes! How do I... It says it's common. I've not found this at all.
More luck.
I got a new fish type as well. What the hell?
Pond fishing.
Snakehead. Full river. I actually finished a river set. Amazing. I still need 2 from the pond.
On day 69, I bought a bunch of sweet potato, broccoli, pumpkin, and onion seeds. Because as you may recall, I had a perk that gave a chance for crops to drop cooked dishes, of which they are an ingredient. Rather than mucking around trying to actually cook every dish for the collection, I'd much rather they spontaneously dropped for me. So I hoped planting these would be fruitful. I had one more rain spell up my sleeves, but watering all this was gonna be a pain tomorrow. I then fished at the ponds. I fished the area dry once, walked out and back in to reset all the fish, and kept going. The only new fish variety I found was a catfish.
Radney. A new horse. Oh dear. So that worked. Here's the problem. Radney.
The problem is, Radney is New Horse's dad.
I just told him to get busy. But they're related?
I don't know if that's problematic, but it strikes me as problematic. Anyway, so yeah, watering was indeed a long and arduous task. But as you can see, I bought these green stamina potion thingos from the doctor. They cost 500 gold a pop, but I'm flamin' rich, so it's all good. And they restore a whopping 100 stamina. I had to drink 2 in order to get this all done. I then headed to the ponds again, where I had some good luck to make up for yesterday's bad. 1 fish, 2 fish.
Is that another one? Oh, I got 2 in a row. Hell yeah.
I bought these furniture recipe sets from the carpenter's shop, because why not? And that was the fall pond fish set complete.
I've actually done all of the fall fish.
Unbelievable. After a harvest, cooking session, and apple tree pluck, I zoomed out big time. I was looking for a specific butterfly, and I figured being able to see half the map at once was a bonus. The insects, much like fish, reset every time you re-enter a zone, so I did some of these ones. Eventually, it paid off.
Oh, I think that's it. Yeah, my plan worked.
I spent the rest of the day in between level 1 and 19 of the mines, as I needed a bunch of museum items from that section. I zoomed in a bit more the following day because fully zoomed out was a bit outrageous. I hit level 30 archaeology, so I picked up the newly available perks. These basically just improved my chances of finding artifacts, which paid off immediately. And I had a quick stint in the mines but only found monster cookies, which was at least 1 cooking item done for the collection. I'd recharged enough mana for a day 73 rain spell, which meant I was free to bomb the mines all day. I found a rock guppy and cave shrimp pretty quickly, and I was also on the hunt for some upper mines artifacts, forageables, and more insects. I also needed to farm combat experience, so I killed most of the monsters I came across. All up, I knocked over 3 donations.
Oh, we got a pink... Is that a pink horse? Unicorn minus horn, that's for sure your name. Could you come to my house when you have a moment? I've got a question about a flower that I hope you can help with. What? Oh, is that because my friend? It's because of my friendship, I think.
The sweet potatoes were ready, and I managed to get 3 new dishes from them, making my plan a success. I watered, and I headed to Celine's to see what all the fuss was about. This quest triggered because I'd reached 2 hearts of friendship with Celine, as I'd given her heaps of her beloved hydrangeas. She'd been reading a book about ancient flora, and there was a plant in there that fascinated her, so we headed out to see if we could find a seed for it near the eastern ruins. Somehow, we did. She said she'd try grow it and let me know how it went. Now, I must confess, I usually don't give a crap about role-playing story stuff in games like this, and this was no exception. I'll happily give everyone likable cranberry juice though. I had a bunch of slots to fill in my blacksmithing collection, so I crafted a bunch of copper items.
Yeah, that got us most of the copper collection. I just need to make a sword and then I'm done with copper. That's good. Hello. Unicorn minus horn. Color rarity tier 3. Home upgrade. Boom.
It had been a long time coming, but finally my home was bigger. I got distracted trying to rearrange the furniture and I passed out. Whoops. Harvesting and watering took up most of the next day, but I did find time to harass everyone that was hanging out at the inn for Friday night bevies. And I bought all the furniture available at the carpenter's shop. This contributed to my furniture collection, and it also gave me what I needed to fill up some of the extra space in my home. I changed over the wallpaper and flooring too. This broccoli harvest got me one new dish, I juiced some apples, and the Saturday markets were on, so I bought all the furniture available from this stall, making another small dent in the furniture collection. The pastry display was pretty cool, and this rug was huge-antic. On day 77, I refreshed myself on what I still needed from the upper mines and got back to work. These were peak grind mode shenanigans, and I found 3 items I needed, which I counted as a success. Upper mines fish set complete. The pumpkin harvest gave me another new dish in the morning, and I headed straight back to the mines.
Oh, is that the cricket? That's the cricket. Hell yeah. I just need a forageable now. Is that the forageable I need? I don't think so.
That was in fact the forageable that I needed. Evidently I'd found one earlier, hence why I did not get a pop-up upon picking that one up, but I somehow had not donated it. This confused me, and I spent most of the day in the mines for no reason.
Wait, what? I haven't donated an upper mines mushroom. Okay, upper mines insect set. Upper mines forage set. Let's go.
I next needed 3 fish, 3 artifacts, and 1 more insect from the tides section of the mines, between levels 21 to 39. So I got a start on that and found a couple of things before time ran out.
Oh, the archerfish. I haven't donated the archerfish before. Dude, what's going on?
Yeah, I got confused for the exact same reason again, but at least I didn't waste any time this go round. There was no rain the next day, so there went the entire morning, but after that, it was back to the mines. I found the Crown of the Tides cosmetic.
There we go. Now I look like a king. Absolutely glorious.
And it was a decent day's work as I completed the Tides Cavern fish set. And guess what I did on day 80? Sadly, I only found one of the items I was after.
Did I hit level 15 fishing when I was in the mines? I did. Okay.
The best of these perks was one to increase the chance of finding rare fish, and one to increase the chance of fishing up treasure. Also, look at this face.
Look at that face. Look at that face.
I decided to do the extra jog out west to the archaeological dig site, and I actually found something, so I tried to come here daily ongoing, and it was back to the mines. I finally found what I was after at 9 PM.
Crab statue.
This meant museum stuff for the tides area of the mines was completely done, but I still had some stuff to plunder from between floors 41 and 59. So after the usual chores on day 82, I returned for more. I soon found the insect I needed, and the forageable too, and I found a couple of artifacts. A good day. Look at this beautiful butterfly bed I got as a reward. Gorgeous. This area to the west just kept producing random artifacts. Good job, area to the west. And back in the mines, I needed 2 more deep earth artifacts from these lower levels. I found one on this day. And on the final day of fall, I did some more of these ones, because I'd had a peek at the wiki and learned that one of the legendary insects only appears in fall during the morning. I of course had 1 more fall morning left, so unless I wanted to wait an entire year to have another chance at this, I'd better get lucky. Alas, I did not get lucky. I guess I'll see you next year, legendary autumn early riser insect of elusiveness. Once it hit afternoon, I obviously stopped with those reset shenanigans and turned my attention to this final fall harvest. And I'd been too lazy to juice my last 2 cranberry harvests, so I sat doing this for a few minutes until finally
950 cranberries into juice. I want to see the explosion of bonus stuff at the end. Decent.
My insect research had also taught me that there were some beach-specific bugs I should be hunting for, so I headed to the sand.
What is this sneaky nonsense?
My extreme zoom outage had alerted me to some sneaky nonsense, but there was nothing to actually do over here. The zoom also helped me realize there was a random island down this way. I should mention I was also on the hunt for these dive spots, because there are supposedly some artifacts that can only be found by diving. Somehow I had found precisely 0 of these, so I wasn't very happy about that.
A cheeky 147 grand. Winter.
The snow had fallen and a chill had invaded my bones. Winter was here. Also, one of these critters.
A snug bug. Alpacas and capybaras are now available. Are you serious?
New season, new you. New me. New forageables.
Holly.
New fish.
Gar.
Wintergreen berries, glowberries, and an ice block. For my winter farming exploits, I opted to avoid going absolutely bananas. I didn't really need to get any richer, and I'd rather not have to water so much. If I had automatic watering from sprinklers or unlimited rain dances, I would have gone bananas. No bananas. Also, literally there are no bananas because this game has no bananas. I bought a bunch of each crop variety though, enough to give me a good chance of getting cooked dish drops. And I bought pomegranate saplings and a few flower seeds too. This was a respectable 2.5 fields. My pomegranate sapling wouldn't place right next to the other fruit trees here, and I was outraged. So I destroyed one sapling in fury, and then gave up and planted the other as close as I could and said, that'll do. I sold some animals to make space and bought a capybara named Slog, and another called Chug, and 2 alpacas as well, Neep and Chew. I then did the western route, looking for any new stuff, and the winter was bountiful indeed. I got a lot of new stuff. A solid haul was donated, and that was not too bad for the first day of the season. It was snowing in the morning, and instead of killing all my crops, it watered my crops. I'll take it, no watering required. I said hello to my new animals, and I needed to actually look after them if I wanted them to produce whatever it is they produce, so I made sure to feed them, and I distributed some pats. And I don't mean to imply that I had been ignoring my animals for the last 2 weeks, because I definitely had not been ignoring my animals. I'd done the western route yesterday, so today I headed east. Because I now knew the entire map, and I had a clear understanding of what winter sets I was after, this was much like yesterday. I found new items for the collection willy-nilly, though there's no guarantee that you'll hook the fish you're after, so a bit of luck was on my side when it came to the fishing success.
That's a good haul. That is a good haul, baby.
I even caught a bonus bowfish from the river on the way home, and found an artifact too. I did the snow dance on day 87. This alpaca was angry at me after a night in the great outdoors, and it was another day of looking for new collectibles. At this point, I hadn't referred to the wiki for winter. I was just running around willy-nilly, but this session on the beach proved fruitful. My fishing skill finally hit level 16, and I was beginning to realize it was going to take me forever to hit level 30. And then once I hit level 30, I'd finally be able to track down legendaries, but the legendaries are presumably quite hard to find. So I was steeling myself for a big fishing grind. For now though, there was still a range of things to work on, and it was good to knock over 2 complete museum sets. When I spotted this giant fish shadow, I knew it was one I hadn't caught yet, and so I claimed an oarfish. It was more of the same on day 88, and I had some insect success early, proving the famous proverb about the early bird, though neither of the insects I found were worms, so maybe not. And I caught my first sea bass. But the dive spots still refused to give me any sunken artifacts. I was beginning to think it was bugged. I fished at the beach until evening, I caught a herring from the river, and I was well over halfway through my winter collections by this point.
Ooh, flowers. Try to get some new dishes, maybe? New dishes? Mushroom steak dinner, nice. Beet salad, nice.
That's no way to treat a salad. I decided to buy and plant more beets, just in case I'd missed any potential free dishes. I took stock of my collections.
How am I missing so many things from ranching? So many things from materials as well? What the hell? How can I possibly be missing this much crap?
I was beginning to think you couldn't actually complete some of these collections at this point in early access. As you can tell, I was beginning to think a lot of different things. I did the rounds, I caught a horse mackerel.
Yes.
This eel was the last winter river fish I needed, and most importantly, I got a jam sandwich from a chest I fished up. I had a snow pea harvest on day 90, and I still needed 3 winter pond fish, so that's where I headed. I'd also worked out that different types of artifacts showed up in different areas, so I was targeting these Caldosian relics, which are found in this eastern zone. I had a Saturday market gift spree, and I decided to hit up the wiki to hone in on exactly which fish I still needed to catch. I discovered a couple of them would only be available on snowy days, but 2 of the pond ones were giant fish, so I'd be able to identify them by their shadow, and so I did some of these ones, resetting the area over and over. I found one pretty quickly, and so caught an alligator gar, and when I went for this giant shadow, a little shadow stole the cast.
Oh, wait, what? I found another one that I needed. I didn't think I needed a small one.
I thought the other pond fish I needed was only catchable on snowy days, but whatever, I'll take it. I got the same giant fish again, and again.
Stop giving me this thing. Give me the other thing.
But I eventually got what I was after. Winter pond set complete. For the remaining insect and fish, I required a snowy day. So for now, it was back to the deep earth section of the mines, where I sadly found nothing.
I'm missing a winter forage. What is that?
Good question. What is that? Day 92 was an unsuccessful day in the mines, and day 93 featured some harvesting, during which I got a couple new dishes for the collection. I should also mention I was hoarding all ingredients for a cooking spree later. With that harvest, the winter crop set was complete, and I diligently kept checking artifact diggy spots. The grind was well and truly on. The diving spots continued to taunt me.
Still haven't got a sunken artifact. I'm thinking it must be bugged.
I kept at the diggy spots, hoping for luck, and then it was back to the mines to farm combat experience, and...
Yes! Yes! Unidentified artifact.
You can tell by how aggressive that yes was. That artifact was a long time coming. Deep Earth artifact set complete. I then did some research.
The Caldosian set I get on the eastern roads. Prehistoric is the prehistoric is the beach. Aldarian is the narrows. Okay. This is perfect gold ore, and this is perfect mistral ore.
Gold and mistral were not yet in the game, so I would only be able to get 3 of the metals of Mistria. Likewise, the gems of Mistria. So I just had 2 more perfect gems to find for the museum. If you're wondering what the narrows is, it's this western area with the museum in it. Now that I knew exactly what I needed, I added beach digging to the rotation.
Oh, the alpaca finally produced wool. Okay, good. That's for my collection. Capybara, what about you, mate? Are you gonna produce something? You big useless dingus?
I then began a loop that I repeated so many times day after day. East, dig, west, dig.
Yes, I got one.
That was an Upart artifact, which can be found anywhere. So I still needed one more from the narrows. South to the beach to dig.
Hang on. Does this thing sell different stuff every... Bristle? Duck feather. Duck feather?
Yeah, so that was 2 new ranching items for the collection. And the revelation that I should be checking Baylor's wagon every day, as his stock changes daily. And I know I said earlier buying cooked dishes didn't add it to the collection, but on this day I discovered I was wrong. It actually did. So I also added checking the inn for dishes to my list of daily tasks. And I discovered some more furniture was on sale, so I bought it for the collection too. Finding that duck feather inspired me to research ranching items, and I discovered something.
So apparently, like, the male versions sometimes drop their own type of stuff. Like, for example, a male cow, also known as a bull, drops a horn.
And so I sold a bunch of animals and simplified things such that I had 2 of each animal, 1 male and 1 female. I bought a bull named Big Fella, a drake named Bruce, a male rabbit is a buck apparently, so I bought a buck named Scrumptious, a ram named BB, and a rooster named Nuggles. This meant I had 8 small animals and 8 big, so I moved them all into the medium coop and barn to make them easier to look after. And I don't mean to imply I'd been neglecting my animals, because I definitely was not just ignoring them or anything deplorable like that. But now I actually had to look after them, so they'd level up and produce materials. Because apparently they also drop golden versions of their items once they get enough hearts from being cared for.
Maybe this random forageable appears up here or something? Let's have a look.
The one winter forageable I was missing was nowhere to be found, but I hadn't searched up in this area of the map yet.
Oh, it does appear up here. This is where you get the rose hip. I now have literally 1 thing left in the flora set.
And then came the moment we've all been believing for ever since we laid eyes on a diving spot.
I actually found one? They do exist. They do exist. I thought for sure it was bugged. I was convinced.
My daily route was now solidified. Step 1, actually tend to my animals. Step 2, check Baylor's wagon where I claimed anything new that popped up, mainly recipes and cooked items. Step 3, check the inn for cooked items, but apparently I forgot on this day, but don't worry because I got chess piece recipes. Step 4, hit up the eastern dig spots.
Yes.
That was the second last artifact I needed from this area. I then got distracted finishing off my blacksmithing collection. I was able to craft everything except an iron rod. Step 5, dig in the narrows. Step 6, dig at the beach. And step 7, hunt down diving spots in the ocean. Quite a few spawned here, and you can reset them by leaving and re-entering the zone. So I dived until time ran out each day. Baylor's wagon got me a rooster feather and a lemon for the collection on day 98, and you get the idea. I was grinding it out. And as you can see, I'd zoomed way out so it'd be easier to see dig spots and dive spots. I found a sunken artifact on day 98, and can I just reiterate, I spent the last 5 or 6 minutes of each day swimming and diving. Glorious.
My rooster's grown up. So what is this random quest?
I believe this was Adeline's 2-heart friendship quest, and it involved helping her do paperwork. Amazing. I found another sunken artifact on day 99. Suddenly, these weren't so elusive. And on day 100, it was another snowy day, finally. So I had a break from the usual route to hunt down a king crab, which I managed to snag almost immediately. And the second thing I needed was an insect. So it was another case of spam resetting areas. I then researched it a little more, and it turns out this particular insect can drop from shaken trees. So I evolved my reset shenanigans to include some tree shakeage.
Is there a spot with better, like, closer trees? Oh, there it is. Never mind. Boom.
I found another sunken artifact on day 101, and on day 102 I found the second last beach digging artifact I needed, and...
Yes! Okay, I don't have to do any more sunken nonsense. Thank goodness. Means I can pivot to just using my extra time for fishing and try and get my fishing level up, which is going to be a pain, dude.
Yes, indeed. I had a lot of fishing in my future. On day 103, I did the 4-heart quest with Celine, and we made that seed we'd found earlier grow.
This is what I need for... That's what I need for the spring collection.
Buying dishes pushed my completion up to 92 out of 160, and yes, I'd somehow missed that forageable back in spring, but with that purchase, 100% of the flora wing of the museum was complete. My fishing hit level 19, and I fished for hours. I fished for hours, and my fishing level finally hit level 20. The dig spots refused to give me what I was after, and I was fishing like crazy. My fishing level finally hit 21 on day 106. These dig spots clearly hate me, but finally...
Yes! Oh, baby. I think that's the last beach one I need.
Yes, indeed. No more beach digging required. I bought a carrot for the collection on day 108. I would have been able to grow one of these come spring, but why not? And I was done with diving spots and beach dig spots. But I still hit up the beach for fishing because it had the highest volume of fish shadows and was easy to reset. Day after day, the eastern area and the Narrows artifacts remained elusive. I hit level 24 fishing on day 109, so I was averaging about 1 level per day.
Can we feed the animals fish? No. Can feed them meals though, right? Yeah. Oh, and he gave 8 shiny beads because of that? Holy dooly.
I was buying and finding lots of random dishes, and I'd just been selling most of them. But if you feed cooked dishes to animals, they gain hearts faster and drop shiny beads based on how many stars the dish has. Even just plain old beans got me 3 shiny beads, so I made hand feeding the animals a new habit.
Hey, look at them go! They're on the seesaw! Hell yeah. That's what you love to see. There we go, 100 cooked dishes. Woo!
I hit level 25 fishing.
Keep on grinding. Please give me these artifacts, man. Please!
No such luck on day 111, and such luck on day 112? No.
Oh man, it's brutal. Surrounded by fish.
Welcome to spring year 2. I had some fish and insects to catch up on for spring, so that was a high priority. I caught one on the 1st of spring, and planted a bunch of all the spring crops, hoping for cooked dish drops, and just to stock up. I expanded my storage on day 114, because I was hoarding pretty much everything, and I targeted spring pond fish, because somehow in year 1 I'd caught 0 of these. I knocked over 4 of them on this day, and caught the final one the following day. Day 116 was raining, which allowed me to target the final spring ocean and river fish I needed, a mackerel and walleye.
Oh yes! Lost Crown of Aldaria. It's a legendary artifact? No wonder I couldn't find it.
After about 40 days in a row, I was done with diggy spots in the Narrows. Finally. And I was done with all 3 spring fishing sets too.
All I've got to do is the Caldosian, which is in the eastern area.
I turned my attention to resetting zones, because there was one thunderstormy insect I needed to find.
Oh, there it is. It's kind of camouflaged as well, sneaky fella. Alright, that's good. We got that. We got that before the entire day disappeared, so I'm glad about that.
Another one knocked off the rare insect set. My fishing level hit 28. I continued slowly filling the love tanks of my animals. I had some harvests, and there were multiple insects I needed to find. 2 legendaries and 1 rare I needed spawned during spring daylight hours, and another rare I needed spawns on the beach. After 10 minutes straight of resetting on day 118.
Oh, there's one. Okay, good. Relic crab. That was the last beach insect I needed.
I had a carrot harvest on day 119. These hadn't been available in spring year 1, so it was good to stock up.
Yes! Yes! I'm done with artifacts. I gotta get 2 more from the mines. Yeah, legendary statuette of Caldaris.
Finally, I could ignore diggy spots entirely. Finally. What an absolute slog. But I was in for an even more brutal grind now. These insects I needed were not gonna come easy. On day 119, I spent most of the day resetting, and nothing. On day 120...
That was a full day of sweet nothing. Oh.
On day 121, I tried to get a little more efficient, and I figured my farm and Hayden's farm to the left have the most surface area for insects to spawn immediately visible when traveling between zones. So I cleared this side of my farm, and this was the new spot to reset. It was also handy that it's close to my house. Nothing on day 121, and after pretty much doing nothing but resetting zones for well over an hour, finally something on day 122.
Yes! Okay, we got 1. The Luna Moth.
But I still had 3 insects to go. The rare orchid mantis only spawns in spring. The legendary flower crown beetle also only spawns in spring. And the legendary speedy snail spawns in spring, summer, or fall, but I wouldn't mind getting it as soon as possible. Good luck to me. I now at least had my nighttime hours free, so I could continue leveling my fishing. On day 124, I must have been approaching 2 hours of non-stop resetting. So as you can imagine, I was loving life. I even destroyed all of the crops to ensure there was nowhere for insects to hide, because I didn't want to miss them. And it's not like this is the kind of grind you can do while not really paying attention. I had to constantly scan the entire screen. Nothing again today, but I at least hit level 29 fishing that evening. I put in another day looking for bugs, and I continued to slowly lose my mind. On day 126, Celine dropped by to tell me about the upcoming spring festival, and I'd come second last year, so I figured I better win it this time round. But you don't get any Breath of Spring resetting areas like a goose, so I hit up the mines. I had 2 more artifacts to hunt down in here, and I wanted to hit level 30 combat, so I worked on that while I was here. You need 50 Breath of Spring to win, and I'd gotten 46 in the mines, so I returned to bug hunting on day 127.
Insects. Where? Stop bashing the well, Hayden.
It was raining on day 128, so I focused on fishing and finally leveled up to the max level of 30.
Legendary. Finally.
So I was now able to hook the legendary fish, and I could only hope they wouldn't be as much of a headache as the insects. I hit up the mines next, hoping for a perfect ruby, but no luck.
Winner! Woo!
Yes, indeed, I won the Spring Festival. I also bought everything for sale here for the collections. And I bought over 1,000 floral tea, because floral tea is liked as a gift by everyone in Mistria, so I wanted a big stack of it. Except you can't give tea to the kids, the dog, or the chicken, so that kind of ruined my plan. There's a legendary fish that can be caught from ponds on windy spring days, and today was one such day.
Did I get it straight away? Oh my gosh, that is a relief. The legendary fish will not be quite so frustrating. I was bracing myself for absolute violence.
I was not free from absolute violence. I still had to do more of this nonsense. I no longer needed to farm fishing levels, so I had the evenings free to begin crafting furniture. I tried to craft one of everything to chip away at the furniture collection, and I placed a glorious pile of the crap I made over here. On day 130, I had another 10 minutes of this for no reward, and my furniture crafting shenanigans weren't looking good as I'd already run low on wood. The next day, something miraculous happened.
Okay, I finally found one. I thought I thought I was gonna die doing this before seeing results. I've still got 2 more that I want. Oh, please, more luck. Please.
That was the rare insect set completed, but it had taken me 3 hours just to find 1 rare. So the absolute horror of finding 5 legendaries, which are presumably much rarer than rare, was certainly weighing heavily on my poor soul. The next day, I literally fell asleep doing this. This is the moment it happened. Look at me drunkenly run into a wall. A glorious micro nap. The lovely pile of furniture grew, and I'd managed to get through a fair bit more of the furniture collection. But this is when I began to realize I wouldn't be able to complete it without grinding thousands more pieces of wood. It was raining again on day 133, so I went to a heart event of Hayden's, where he'd invited a few of us over. March got in a fight with Henrietta the chicken. It was good stuff. I had over 500 shiny beads saved up, so I offered them to the chicken goddess 100 at a time.
Golden cheesecake? Golden cheese? Golden butter? You know what? I'm realizing now how much crap I'm gonna need, and I don't even have all these recipes. I'm gonna have to farm them in the mines, I think. Oh, look at all the wood you need for this. I refuse.
I also cooked every dish I could with the ingredients I had on hand, but it only amounted to about 5 dishes out of the 60 or so I needed. I was capitulating, big time.
Yeah, I'm not doing the furniture and the cooking. Screw that. This is where I rage quit. I rage quit getting the legendary insects. I've done like 4 hours of that now, and I literally fell asleep, almost hit my head on the table. I just refused to do it.
Yeah, this game broke me. I would have had more patience for the cooking and furniture collections if I hadn't spent hours and hours and hours looking for legendary insects. But as it was, I was over it. Poor smelly Floydson. And so I recalibrated my goals for this playthrough.
There we go, perfect ruby.
That was the second last artifact. I spent the next 3 full days in the mines trying to find a perfect sapphire, but had no luck. Finally, towards the end of day 138, I got it.
Yes. Thank you. Oh, that legendary bug farm, 4 hours, has just ruined me. That is officially all of the archaeology. These 4 are not currently in the game.
I slept through the next few days until the beginning of summer, because now my singular goal was to finish the museum, excluding 5 bugs, but we won't talk about those. All I needed were some fishies. 6 summer fish, 4 of which I caught on day 141, and 2 of which I caught the following day.
Summer fishing is done. Just need the legendaries now.
Mate, why do you sound so sad? Cheer up, big fella.
A legendary fish is nearby. Oh, the calendar's telling me. Okay.
Yeah, the legendary fish are lovely compared to the insects. They alert you to their presence when you wake up, and you can target them. I knew the summer legendary was in the river on a stormy day, and I knew it was medium in size, so I only bothered casting for medium-sized shadows.
There it is. Boom. That's a cool looking fish. Looks like a Pokemon.
Glad to hear you've got some of your joy back, mate. Lovely stuff. I slept through the entirety of summer, and soon fall fell.
There's a fall bug that only appears in the morning. Look how overgrown my farm is now, by the way. It appears until like 11 a.m. I'll have 1 day of looking for it. Justice for the legendary insects. I will look for one for 5 hours.
5 hours of in-game time, that is, so like 4 minutes. And clearly I was feeling a lot more positive to even attempt this, but it did not last long.
I'm already feeling rage build up inside my heart. Yeah, nah, screw it. I'm sacking it off already. I can't be bothered.
A few days later, the magical calendar alerted me to the presence of a legend. This time, a small fish that appears in the river on windy fall days.
Hey, there it is. The leaf fish.
A month later, on day 191, another legend appeared.
Look how overgrown my farm is because I've just been sleeping.
I was after a medium ocean fish on a snowy winter day this time. And honestly, what the hell is going on in this game where you have to grind for 800 years and lose your mind to find legendary bugs, but the fish just flop into your lap?
There it is. The snowfish. Boom, 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 boom. Legendary fish set. 100% of the archaeology. That's 100% of the fish, 100% of the flora, and 100% of the insects. Totally done. Definitely not missing anything.
There was just one thing left to do, and I was going to need a bunch of wood to do it, so it's just as well my farm was a mess. I crafted up a storm, using the 2000 plus stone I had on hand to get my wood crafting skill up to level 28, which is ironic. And then with crafting a bunch of wooden fences, I finally hit level 30.
There it is. There it is. Alright, so we've maxed all our stats.
And then there was one more thing to do. I couldn't just leave it there without making my farm look nice. So I cleared, I got decorating, and I skipped forward to the pretty season of spring.
I spent a couple of hours decorating. The inside's pretty much the same. I just added this aquarium. Outside, we got a bit of this business. It's spring now, so I've got some crops in full bloom. It's kind of just like a weird garden. Storage, kind of like the crafting area over here. Got some little decorations. I replanted the trees here, so it actually looks nice. Little campfire by the river, the animals, and yeah, that's about it.
Lovely, lovely.